Alright, welcome one more week to Hardened Scales for beginners. I'm Mr. Seri, and we are basically, just to recap, this is a series where instead of focusing on my opponent's plays, I'm focusing a lot on explaining my own plays with as much detail as possible, trying to dissect every single play so you can understand how to make the same plays as me and, you know, become better at the deck. This is intended for beginners, but I think everybody could benefit from it. And if you don't, you can also just watch it for the enjoyment matches. So we're gonna be playing first. We're playing against GSI, and this hand, I mean, on the play, I think its hand is keepable, just on the fact that we have two Dark Seals, which are really good. We have Inkmoth Nexus, which can threaten a kill. Yeah, this hand is keepable. It's not great. We're missing a 1-drop to be a great hand, but I think it's keepable. So for me, my mind is that, okay, this hand is not doing a lot turn 1, but it has like some really strong turn 2 plays that, you know, depending on what we're playing against, it will be better or not. I'm just gonna play the Forest and pass the turn. I think this gives the least information. So the reason I'm playing the Forest is because a lot of decks play Forest, but not a lot of decks play Dark Citadel, right? So we play Island, also concealing information perhaps. So maybe we're playing against some Spell Snare, and of all the cards here, the one that I'm more like against a Spell Snare kind of deck, Ballista is the worst of these cards that we have. So we will play the Ballista and maybe run it into a Spell Snare, or maybe just have an out. Just resolves. Great. Yeah. Next turn we get to play Hangabag Walker. Maybe it was the argument of playing Hangabag Walker. Okay, we're playing against control. 100% control here. They're playing a quite slow start, so I'm gonna tag with the Ballista and try to resolve the Hangabag Walker. It probably will resolve. I'm not taking any point of damage. So I'm gonna play the Hangabag Walker. You know, I could be playing the Ravager, but I find that maybe playing the Hangabag Walker gives us the biggest possibility of winning next turn if we're able to play the Ravager also on top. Which, you know, maybe it's not true. Maybe we should play the Ravager. Okay, I'll just play the Hangabag Walker. I think it's a good card to have in general. And I'm gonna play the Dark Citadel of all the lands. Why? It's because maybe next turn I want to have 2 Dark Seals to sacrifice the Ravager and make a lethal Walking Ballista. Maybe they're playing Band. I don't think they're playing Band if they're playing Celestial Colonnade. It's probably mostly either a Miracles or a blue-white control sort of deck. So what's the Stoneforge Mystic? Did tap out for it. We'll look for an equipment, most likely Battle Skull. So we're playing against Banned Stoneblade or Banned Snowblade. Not Snow, just Stoneblade. I mean, I'm not sure even if it's banned, maybe just Azorius. So we get the Battle Skull. Now they have a blue spell, alright. A lot of lands. Now the question is, should we go all in or not? And that's always a bit of a choice, right? Can we actually go all in? If we play, so let's say we play the Ravager, we could go all in on the Inkmoth, maybe. So we tap this. This is 3 counters. If we tap it, 4 counters, 2 Dark Seals like 6, and plus this is 7. It's not enough. It's only a 7/7. We could grow this Ballista and try to kill the Stoneforge Mystic, but that causes a lot of resources, and I'm not really into that so much. Yeah, so what we're gonna do, we have a lot of lands in play, which is not ideal, in hand, which is not ideal. So I'm just gonna play Dark Seal Citadel, and I'm gonna attack. If they block, I'm going to pump the Walking Ballista. This is a good way, clean way to get rid of this Stormforge Mystic. And get 1 point per unit. Probably they're not gonna block. Those are free. If we had not played this line, they could probably block, and then we will lose the Walking Ballista. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna play the Ravager. Hopefully dodging spells now again, yeah. And we are gonna pass the turn. I could have put counters here, but I would rather kind of let them the option to misplay, give them the option to misplay. So yeah, basically they play Feel the Ruin. So they're holding on the Battle Skull. They can pay 2 mana and tap this and get a Battle Skull down. And they also have the Feel the Ruin, so they can both Feel the Ruin and Battle Skull next turn. They only have 1 white source, and that's a very beautiful thing of Arcbound Solar being banned. That it just gives us such a, you know, such a breadth of opportunity to not have to worry about it. I'm just gonna tap. Another land. We are drawing a ton of lands. I'm gonna start by playing Northern Pylon and just trying to find some sort of gas. Let's see what they do in response. Maybe they emote us. I mean, Ozolid is great. Well, was also good. I mean, they could Supreme Verticals next turn, so we gotta be observant of that. So we draw another land. Wow. I'm probably gonna attack with Inmoth Nexus, because I want them to try to Inmoth this, and then I will like sacrifice it for them not to get a land. Maybe just take it. They will take it. In this case, I'm just gonna play the other forest, so this is the only land they can actually. Ah, no, I cannot play it. They put a Battle Skull in play. That signals there's no Wrath incoming, which is nice, I guess. That's land. Now, of course, if they feel the arena, so we're gonna block here. The reason we're blocking is what you can do is you can block when you have a lifelink creature, you can block it like so, and then you can put counters on it, and then you can sacrifice, so they don't get life back, and you put an extra Ravager. Now they could feel a ruin this, which, all right, will almost for sure, maybe not. Okay, I'm glad they don't. That's the January one. We are flooding like crazy. This is not normal. We only play 23 lands. But sometimes you flood. What can you do? So I'm just gonna attack with the top tiers, put some pressure that way. And play the Northern Pylon. So probably I'm just gonna start by playing Northern Pylon, sacrificing, and not the very best, but when you have like so many lands. I mean, we drew a ton. Okay, that's a good draw. We're gonna start by attacking with the top tiers next. They take 3. I'm not gonna play the Hangabug Walker. We still have mana to activate the Ingmar. I'm guessing this will be a cryptic command. But not the end of the world, you know? I mean, they use 4 mana. But... yeah, they can gain some life this turn with the Germ. I may actually block with the Ballista. Yeah, probably will block with the Ballista. I don't want them to gain any life if possible. Still, I kind of hesitating what to do with their mana. A shock. They played the Fairy. That's of course annoying. That's just a Fairy Time Router for you. All the hard work. They could actually fill a ruin, and they should probably do it on my draw step actually. No, they don't. Right, so probably we'll start by combat. Probably put 2 under the Fairy just in case they have a path. I mean, it's unlikely, but I mean, if they want to use a path on a top tier, I'm actually almost glad they do, so I'm not gonna do that. So the reason I'm doing this is I want first to kill them, and I want them to basically lose at the Fairy. If they path the top tier in response, that's super fine. Like, we actually have 0 cards that play an instant speed in here. We go down to 11. Now, of course, we really love to resolve this Arcbound Ravager. I think Phyrexia's score is also very good. So, I'm gonna play the Arcbound Ravager. They know about it. They have the mana like, oh, we got punished for not playing the land there. Maybe a learning, so you could always play the land, I guess. We can't pay, but we can play a Phyrexia score. Play a worker. And then we can do the same play we've been making. So we block, sacrifice, and put the counters over the top tiers. Mystic Sanctuary, we'll get back most likely Cryptic Commands. They only run one of them nowadays. Yeah, I mean, we need some sort of a better plan against. Okay, so they do fill a ring our Phyrexia score, of course. I did not think of that. As well. They only play 2 fields of ring and they have both of them, so a bit of luck by our opponent. They have Cryptic Command mana up. Yeah, we haven't drawn any of our big enablers like Hardened Scales or the Ozoli, then we're paying. Well, I'm not gonna go for much longer in this game. I don't see point. They're playing straight up blue-white, so that makes me think they have more counter spells. I probably even play a Snapcaster Mage. This Sanctuary is such a beating of a card. Now I'm thinking if they want to play something like the Fairy Hero Dominator, I guess. Or... I'm gonna block here just to get some time. Maybe they have a They do have a cryptic or more lands, man. This game has been lost a bit on the our inability to draw good cards, basically. I mean, they still have the Field of Ruin, but maybe I prefer them to Field of Ruin a Pendlehaven, right? So I'm just gonna play a Pendlehaven. It's not a good race, we're not winning it, but maybe a Cryptic. I'll just activate the emote. Maybe now they Cryptic. I would rather they Cryptic tap than they do anything else. So I'm just gonna pump one of these because this will get Field of Ruin anyway. May not. Maybe they will not Field of Ruin because then they cannot Cryptic in response to whatever we play. Yeah, we've not been able to draw like any cards basically. I mean, we drew some good cards, but we are missing kind of the enabler, and you can see that Hardened Scales kind of stumbles a bit when you when you're in this situation. Yeah. I mean, there are 9. I mean, there's some amount of draws that could maybe win us this game, but yeah, we have basically nothing to do. We have not used our mana at all for the last few turns, and we are running kind of low on time, so they are gonna Field of Arenas or Backward Fiction us. Attack Typhoon for X equals. I'm just gonna concede right now. We're not gonna win. And yeah. We basically, okay, they have a Shark Typhoon, which is good to know. Alright, so we're gonna get out the Welding Jar. I like Relics of Progenitus. And I actually like these members, I think. I like these members better than Mage's Claims. I don't think they play Stony Silence. Maybe Bale I also like. I will see. Sort of dislike Metallic Mimic. I like the Silver Seals on the play. I don't love a Throne. I don't love Scrapyard. Art quality is very important here. Could see myself going down one land. This kind of deck, or probably just a worker, right? We're kind of tight on lands. Yeah, I'm not gonna talk much about sideboarding. I'm gonna focus more on the actual gameplay. I'm not sure about Bale of Summer. I'm trying things out as well. I mean, I'm sorry, this should be more like a... But I have not a lot of experience versus this matchup, especially with these new tools they got, like Sharkblade, like Sharknado, and all those cards. So I need some more practice, and I'm trying Bale of Summer. I'm not sure if Bale of Summer is the best card, but I think they can potential to blow them up. Yeah, and I think I like this member just because it stops it stops both the Germ and stops the Stormforge Mystic. Maybe we don't want so many like game 1. Maybe we're just happy with having more high quality cards and less of the less dismembers. Like 2 dismembers seem fine. We also play the shard, so yeah. I think 2 dismembers is kind of the sweet spot. Yeah, this hand is good because it has animation module. Animation module is kind of one of our best cards. So yeah, basically this hand, not the greatest, but animation module really makes it good. Like, it's not maybe the best against Stoneforge Mystic, but if we draw an answer for the Stoneforge Mystic, I think we are in real business. They mulligan, which is good for us. They play Force of Negation, but I'm pretty sure they side it out. I need to talk to somebody that actually plays this deck, like this banned Stoneblade, because like I don't know if they side out the Force of Negation. I've never been Force of Negation game 2 or 3, but maybe just I don't play this enough. So let's see, we played animation module first, and the reason we're playing animation module first is because the only thing they could have was Force of Negation. And if we play turn 2, they could have Ceremonious Rejection, which is a strong card against us. Because I'm not going to be playing Hammer of Souls in this deck in Hardened Scales precisely for these kind of matchups, but I haven't really played too much with it. I'm not sure if it's the greatest card, but I think it's kind of free to play a couple of Caverns of Souls, but it makes it deck a bit more complicated. So what we'll do next turn is we'll play Llanowar Reborn tapped, and Animation Module triggers anytime a permanent with 1/1 counters comes into play into your field. So it also triggers when Llano Waterborne comes in. So you can play Llano Waterborne, you will see, and then this will trigger, and then we can make a servo straight away. And I think that's kind of just the better play. We play this. We say always yield. We make a servo. We don't graft. We don't graft. And we have a lot of lines already. That means that we can make a lot of tutus. No. Pass it. So my strategy here is I'm going to try to play creatures and make servos. Like, play the creatures that allow me to make the most amount of servos. Maybe hang out a walker the next turn. Maybe a worker, I'm not sure. They're shocking, which is great. Like, compare this to turn 1 Arcbound Astrolabe. World of difference in, like how close are they to dying. So that's a Mystic Sanctuary tap. That's really good news as well. We pass the turn. There you go. We draw another land. We've been drawing a lot of lands these games, but we have animation model, so we can actually use it. Opponent is in tank. We'll hit them with a servo. Here we have a choice. They could have rejection here, and it will be mildly annoying. So I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play the worker. I'm gonna play the worker. If they reject it, it's not the end of the world, so we go here. And we make a servo. And in case they kill this worker somehow, then we have mana to make another servo. And the reason you want to play keep the counter on the Llano Waterborne, not move it around to make an extra servo here, for example, is that from next turn we can actually tap animation model to put a counter on this Llano Waterborne, and then we can make a servo and graft into it. I'll show you. But basically, you can, with animation model, you can put, holy shit, that's a lot of ops. They are sculpting their hand. I'm not really paying attention to what they are doing, but so from next turn we can actually start putting counters on this. This is really strong because, yeah, okay, Ravager is also very strong. So we are just gonna play Darkstone Citadel, and we're gonna go and attack. And they probably have mana leak up, like that's like what they're representing on this. They also do a lot of cards, so it could make sense. Mana leak is a strong card against us because if they stop us early game. Another thing is, should we path something? And what we're gonna do basically is tap the animation module, put a counter on Llano Waterborne that will trigger the animation module the same way as when the Llano Waterborne comes into play. And then we make a servo and remove one of the counters. So when you have five mana, you have basically a 2/2 and a 1/1 for free every turn. It's really strong. So maybe they are just yeah, but that will be a 0/0, so more card draw. Oh, nothing to put. So there is just cycle for 2 mana. It's not the end of the world. So it's probably the Fairy Time Raveler. Yeah, I'm most likely gonna bounce the animation module, or we can just recast it. If it bounce a worker, not the end of the world. We play a land, so we'll use until the next end step. And here we basically do this. We put a counter on the Llano Waterborne. Yes, that triggers animation module. We say okay. We pay for it. And then we can actually put one of the counters, because now we have 2. We can put one of them into the servo. I'm not sure if we want to do. So can we kill them next one? We have 3 servos. We play. Do we drew? So we can play Ravager. We can maybe just look at it like. But we're gonna make this extra servo. But maybe we can kill them. If we drop a Hardened Scales, for example, we can kill them. They're probably confused about what's going on. Yeah. So here, if we draw Hardened Scales or also do something, we can probably kill them. So we have like 7 draws that kill them, and probably a Ballista also kills them. Okay, no. Relic Opportunity is probably a decent. No. And there's not that many things that they have right now that we want to exile, so maybe we're just gonna save it. So can we kill them with Worker? So we play Hardened Ravager, and we make 3 servos. So it will be a 5/5 Ravager. Move the count. Can also sacrifice here and here. The 7, 7, 9, 11. That's not enough. So we play Hardened Ravager, Hangava Walker, and Hardened Worker. Then we graft onto the Worker. We put the counters over the Hangavak. That will be a 3/3. That's 4 counters. They come from these 6 counters. 7, 8 counters. Come here. That's 10, 12. Oh, we just one shot. Unless I'm missing something. I think I'm not missing anything. So we're just gonna take it a bit easy for this turn and just wait for them to tap out next turn. So we're just gonna play basically an Art Forest. Go to combat. So this attacks them, and this attacks the fairy. We just get rid of it. And we pass the turn. Basically, we could have gone for it, but we would need just one more counter, right? So yeah, they're not playing Uro, so I'm not too worried about playing a Relic yet, and they don't have Path or anything in their graveyard. Yeah, if they Rathas like they are doing, that's totally fine. Probably dead now. Especially if they don't have another land. So this is kind of the strategy against them. So we again put a counter here. We say okay. Yeah. We make a servo. Say yes. Say okay. We make another servo, right? So we make 1/1/1 servo and one 1/2/2 servo. That should be it. Oh, that's definitely. So we play a Ravager, move a counters. We can make 4 servos, so this will be a 3. We can play Ravager and Ballista, right? And that's probably. So they go down to 7 when we attack. We sack. So we play Ravager. And we make a servo. We can make 1 servo. We don't graft onto that one. No. But we do graft onto this one. Yeah. And we don't make a servo. We play an Nurturing Peatland. We play Walking Ballista. They just can't see it. Alright, they probably see it. Alright, so this is a good way to beat Banned Stoneblade. And let's go into sideboard games again. So what is different when we play on the draw? Maybe Steel Overseer. Maybe Throne of Death. So, you know, on the draw, most likely Steel Overseer is a bit too slow, and we prefer the Throne of Death. Metallic could also be good, but I just feel it just dies to too many things. Maybe an extra Oscillate, but I just think that this configuration is just pretty good. These members for the. Maybe they even side out the Stoneblade. The Stormforge Mystic. Maybe on the draw we want the extra dismember instead of the Scrap command, but don't think about this too much. I'm gonna update the sideboard guide to reflect these changes, because this is different than the old Banned Snowblade. Yeah, even win or lose, this has been a good display of how to beat them. It's possible, you know. It's possible, especially with Animation Module. Holy cow, what a card! What a card in the control. I saw an article about a guy that definitely doesn't play enough Hardened Scales. I don't know if it's somebody in Star City Games who was like, Animation Module is such a bad card. Watch this game and tell me it's a bad card. This hand is good again. We don't have a way to trigger it though. And that's a bit frightening, but we have this member for the Stoneforge. We have Relic of Progenitus. We have all the hate. We have a lot of mana, and so we just need one card that puts counters on, and then we're golden, right? So we're keeping this hand. We also don't want to go down in the resources in this matchup. So we have mana to trigger the animation module. We have Relic to deal with their things, you know, and so that's a 1 mana. So, you know, this tells me they could be opting or they could be ceremoniously rejecting, and this is a bit maybe more advanced, but if I play one of these two cards, I'm pretty sure they will get countered. So I'm gonna play Forest and pass the turn, and dismember their Stoneforge Mystic. That's a very tempo positive play. We spend 1 mana to answer 2 mana. So that's Glacial Fortress, and that's Stoneforge Mystic. So they look for Battle Skull. So it worked out perfectly. This is kind of the kind of plays you need to make. You want to be a higher level player. I'm not saying I am. I'm just saying that this is kind of it's the thinking you want to have. And then you got Battle Skull, I'm pretty sure. So here we got Throne, we have Animation Mode. I'm gonna go ahead and play the. I'm gonna save this for now. I'll play another Forest, play an Animation Module. They could have Force of Negation, that's true. They do. They exile a Snapcaster Mage. That's almost okay, you know, it's not the end of the world. And then I always like to exile their cards as soon as possible, so they kind of ran out. So they did bring the Force of Negation back. We're kind of the same in tempo. So they play another Stormforce. That's scary, because then this means that we cannot really. They have Sword of Feast and Famine, Battle Skull, and 2 unknowns in hand. Okay, this is a good draw. I'm gonna start by exiling their graveyard, so we get rid of this Force of Negation. Or recast anything else. Should we be playing towards Ingmoth Kill? And I think the best Ingmoth Kill will be the one that finds Ozolith as well. So we're gonna do that. Worker, Citadel, none of these cards are super great, but I think I like Worker over the rest. Two lands still, yeah. On some amount of guys at least. We play the Ingmoth Nexus. Feel of Ruin, that's unfortunate. They will feel a Ruin straight away, so they get aligned. That's the thing we didn't play around, but that's okay. So they have 2 cards in hand, like get the Dawn attack with this. Fairly surprising. I mean, okay, let's grab your Recombiner. We're gonna start by exiling the Field of Wind. So now we can play grab your Recombiner and Worker, but that opens us up to a Wrath. Not great. We could also play Throne of Geth and Worker and leave a mana for exiling, and I think that's probably what we're gonna go for. So I'm just gonna play a Worker. I shouldn't have played this before, so we're gonna play a Throne of Geth. So we have, now we can exile graveyards, we can do some good stuff. Basically, I want to be able to stick this Graveyard Combiner next turn when they play the Battle Skull. They're gonna get the Battle Skull down now. They play another line, so they equip the sword here. Quite interesting. We're gonna block with the Worker. We don't want them to start. Okay. And doesn't really make any difference to what we do. Just gonna And here I'm thinking I'm gonna pop this to try to find extra juice. That's great. It has protection from black though, so this member doesn't really do it. That's maybe a thing to bring in the dangerous claim instead. Oh, we're learning. We are learning. So that's a forest. Cards in hand. One of them is the. So if we draw, we still get to play the scrapyard, and so I'm thinking I'm just gonna do it. Not a forest. You could counter this. No, we don't. Yeah, this of course plays around the dismember. Maybe bringing in like a nature's claim instead of a dismember would be good, but they didn't use their mana. That tells me they don't have a lot of it. I'm just gonna take this. I'm not sure what to discard because this member is really not doing much, but we can kill another Stoneforge if they play it. And Forest is also not doing much, so I'm just gonna discard a Forest. They found this, so that's rather bad. Is there something we can do? No. Interesting play. Ancient things. This is a choice. I think Walking Ballista looks. I mean, problem with Walking Ballistas, they can play the Battle Skull next time, but we can dismember it. So both Ozolith is good. Animation module is probably good, but a bit slow at this point. So I think I'm gonna play the Ballista. Any order. Still, I haven't found Hardened Scales at all these games. We are playing Scaleless Scales. New deck. So if they play the Battle Skull, they can just hardcast it. Oh, I actually found the Battle Skull. There's a Battle Skull in their hand. They're not really into it. So I'm just... Is there something they can do in my turn? I'll attack them. Quite the grindy matchup. Shark Typhoon, of course. Okay, so they draw a card. The 3/3, we need to dismember this or else we're gonna lose. And we're gonna dismember it before they have time to Force of Negate us. I should have a Larsus. We're gonna sacrifice the Larsus Citadel because we want to proliferate and try to get them as much damage as possible. That Typhoon is a strong card, eh? Didn't think much of it when it... So now they're gonna play the Battle Skull. I think now we're a bit in trouble. But we were already pretty much in trouble. Let's see what we draw. Oh, that's a really bad card to draw at this point in the game. Not much we can do. Pass turn. We can still maybe win if we find Hardened Scales. We have to have some really good draws. But yeah, this is allowing them to hit us for 6. I'm not really ready to sacrifice this. They will untap, so they have all their mana available. Lost all the games I played against this deck recently. Okay, that's not a bad card, so... I'm gonna play it, maybe they counter it, maybe they have the mana leak, but... Yeah. They do have it. Maybe I should have not. I should have played it for 1. Or maybe they also had a cryptic. I think this is gonna be it, guys. I think there's not much we can do at this point. We can try to block and sacrifice, but the skull is just too strong. I think we should bring in some kind of nature's claims. I don't know why I'm doing this really, but I can at least proliferate the variable. Quite the swinging matchups, you know, the matchups they stuck the Ep.3 skull was really hard for us to deal with it. So I'm pretty sure we should bring in some kind of nature's claims. I mean, we are actually with nothing we can do. I'm just gonna concede. So yeah, this was the game. I mean, game 2, very good explanation of how to actually, you know, there's a common theme on both these games, game 1 and game 3, that we lost, is that we didn't have a turn 1 play. So maybe there is a good ground to mulliganing hands that don't have a. I mean, they, to be fair, they was negated our animation module, which, you know, it moderately sucked. I think Relic did not have as much of an impact as I wanted. Like, it doesn't seem that they are using the graveyard at all. So if we go back 1 second to the list, I'm just gonna give you some pointers for this matchup. I would probably sideboard similarly, but bring in. I like the 2 dismembers. I think 2 dismembers were a fair amount, maybe even 3 on the draw, and then a couple of nature's claims. It looks like we only really lose to the Battle Skull. So if we're able to get rid of that, then we are there in business. It seems that Battle Skull and Sword are the only 2 ways that they beat us, both games. So bringing in these 3 cards, Veil of Summer, maybe it's also good, but I would bring in this maybe some combination of maybe 2 dismembers, 2 nature's claims, 2 veils, and cutting. Throne of Geth did not shine, so I'll probably cut Throne of Geth, Steel Overseer, and yeah, 1 Ozolith seemed a good cut, and then 1 Welding Jar, and the Mimics, right? So at least 1 Mimic to make space for this. So that is the games. I mean, game 2 I think was a good example of how you can beat them. Game 3 was a good example that yeah, the Stormforge is hard to deal with, so we need a plan for it. And I think the Nature's Claim is that plan, or Gem Razor in its default. So yeah, thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you next time for Hardened Scales for Beginners. I'm Mr. Seri. And yeah, follow, subscribe, follow me on Twitter, follow me home. No, don't do that. Follow me everywhere. Follow me on Twitch, and then you'll know when I'm live. Thank you very much, and see you there.